Taiwan's independence means war as Xi Jinping's military surrounds Taiwan. The People's Organization of the Americas (POA) is still practicing critical elements, which include a potential military invasion of Taiwan. The inauguration of Taiwan's new president was the event that took place in this location. On the 19th of May, Li Ching, who is also known by his birth name William Lai, was chosen for the role of the 8th president of the island that is self-governed. Lai was sworn in as president of Taiwan at the presidential office that was constructed in the center region of the island during the period of Japanese colonial authority, in an occasion that was filled with a sense of pride for the democracy that is present on the island. The oath was taken in front of a painting of Sun Yat-sen, who is considered to be the founding father of Taiwan. Lai started taking action almost soon after she became a member of the organization and committed. Now serving as a congressman, the individual who had previously worked as a physician requested that China stop its threats against Taiwan. I also want to urge China to stop intimidating Taiwan politically and militarily, and to take on the global responsibility with Taiwan to work hard on maintaining peace and stability across the Taiwan Strait and in the region to ensure the world is without the fear of war breaking out. Xiao Bai-Kim, who was serving as Lai's vice president, was present and acting as his companion. Even though Xiao was born in Japan, he spent the majority of his youth in the United States of America. Beijing is enraged by her connection with Japan and the United States, particularly because she is believed to be Lai's protégée and because she is a supporter of democratic principles. China does not tolerate the fact that both the president of Taiwan, Lai, and the vice president of Taiwan, Xiao, are members of Taiwan's Democratic Progressive Party. China views both of these individuals as being unbecoming. After observing Taiwan's progress toward democracy, Beijing referred to Lai and Xiao as dangerous separatists, and Xi Jinping became furious as a result. As a consequence of this, he embarked on significant military exercises at several different locations across the island. China's punishment of Taiwan was referred to as the term used to describe it. Not even a few hours after Lai was sworn in as the new president of Taiwan, China announced that it would be conducting a military exercise that would run for 2 days. The People's Liberation Army, PLA, Air Force, and Navy promptly went into action in reaction to the scenario that had arisen. It was encircled by Chinese Navy vessels on all sides, including the island of Taiwan, the islands of Kinmen, Matsu, and Domyin, which are inside Taiwan's spheres of influence, were under the control of fighter jets that originated in Beijing. The Chinese military was found to be participating in heightened military action all around Taiwan's skies and waterways, as was discovered by the Chinese military. Even though Chinese warships were only a few hundred meters away from Taiwanese boats, the Chinese authorities asserted that the action was made to safeguard Taiwan's sovereignty. The joint exercises and training carried out by the Eastern Theater Command of the Chinese People's Liberation Army in the vicinity of the island of Taiwan were to safeguard national sovereignty and territorial integrity and to vigorously punish the separatist forces for seeking independence in Taiwan. To get ready for a combined naval and aerial conflict, drills were carried out. Specifically, they were a simulation of strikes that were carried out with pinpoint accuracy on significant targets. China's intention to establish a blockade on the island was made clear through the drills being conducted. Furthermore, Chinese military soldiers were also involved in the practice of amphibious operations. Nevertheless, there were no exercises involving actual fires carried out. Either China was more concerned with saving armaments or Beijing did not allow any gunpowder to be made. These two possibilities are possible. Despite this, the Chinese forces were able to put on a display of dominance that was rather remarkable. 46 warships were present when Taiwan was besieged by the People's Liberation Army Navy. They were joined by 16 ships from the Coast Guard, and there were 111 fighter jets and bombers that were observed in Taiwan's airspace throughout the incident. As a result of the fact that 82 of them entered Taiwan's Air Defense Identification Zone (ADIZ), this represents the most major infringement in the history of the aviation sector. The drills that took place surrounding Taiwan were the shortest drills that China has ever conducted, even though they were demonstrating their muscularity. The question of whether or not everything is in order in Beijing is something that causes you to ponder things. Taiwan's response to the drills was remarkably rapid. Taking into account the nature of the situation, the island gave the order for its armed forces, which included its Army, Navy, and Air Force, to enter a state of war orientation. Taiwan has launched its F-16 and Mirage 2000 fighter jets to keep track of the Chinese aircraft and warships. These jets were developed by Taiwan. Counterattacks on Chinese ships were also a possibility for the F-16 aircraft, which were able to recreate the attacks. At the same time as they were pursuing the Navy of Beijing, the Coast Guard and the Navy of Taiwan had already set sail in the direction of the open ocean. In addition to this, the island proceeded to activate its air defense systems and regularly monitor the activities of Chinese aircraft. To boost the morale of his troops, President Lai traveled to the front lines of the fight. Regarding you, I am thankful. All of our pilots have not only supplied me with a detailed explanation of how to respond to Chinese fighter jets, but they have also demonstrated to me how to operate the control panel of another fighter jet. Everyone is accessible every hour of the day and night to carry out air patrol operations. His people not only came out in favor of President Lai, but they also continued to be unwavering in their support of their administration. Furthermore, several Taiwanese citizens have expressed that they are familiar with the Chinese performing arts. Beginning when we were young children and continuing until we were adults, we have been accustomed to the dangers that they pose. The things that they have accomplished are not worthy of being mentioned. Even though they have had numerous conversations about it, there has been no genuine action taken into consideration regarding the problem. If they had the intention of seizing control of Taiwan, they would have already started the required steps. We, along with Taiwan, are destroying China's position as the island's ally in a variety of different ways. It was Japan that was the first nation to offer its support to Taiwan and to voice its opposition to the Chinese drills. The significance of preserving peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait will continue to be communicated to China plainly and unequivocally by Japan in the future. In addition to continuing to make diplomatic efforts of this particular sort, we will continue to keep a close eye on the developments of the ties that are being established across the Taiwan Strait. Regarding the drills that were conducted by China, the government of the United States expressed their concerns. It has been alleged by senior generals in the United States that China has been salivating over the possibility of conquering Taiwan for several years. As part of its preparations for a potential military invasion of Taiwan, the People's Liberation Army PLA is continuing to train crucial parts of the invasion. They acted out a scenario in which they were attempting to blockade the island from both the sea and the air the year before. Operations involving amphibious assault and counter-intervention were carried out during the ensuing exercises that were carried out in the preceding year. These operations are going to be expanded upon in the coming year, and we are optimistic that this will happen. Several senior politicians from the United States government were also sent to Taiwan. Michael McCall, a Republican, personally visited with President Lai and confirmed that the United States of America is fully committed to supporting him in his endeavors. The United States of America is committed to protecting Taiwan by federal law. Additionally, Vice President Joe Biden of the United States has given his approval for the sale of 66 additional F-16 jets, in addition to the acquisition of hundreds of missiles and ammunition that will be included with the aircraft. With the support of the F-16s, Taiwan would be able to defend itself and launch assaults against the army owned by Xi Jinping. The United States of America and Japan have both pledged their support for Taiwan at the same time as China is waving its sword. Did you like it? Tell us what you think of the video in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more interesting videos.